welcome to Kickin' It with the Mules, a monthly vlog from Missouri School for the Blind. I'm your host, Carly Lee, Community Relations Facilitator here at MSB. This month, we will be covering our careers and work practice programs and updates from our wrestling team and Braille Challenge event. We'll also be giving information about our MSB library from librarian Steve Daly. But first, I'd like to invite you to our annual Lions Night and Open House on Sunday, March 8th from 4 to 8 p.m. Check out our Facebook event or call the school at 314-776-4320 for details. Thank you and enjoy the show. Curriculum Spotlight, Careers and Work Practice with Mr. Haley.
Hi, my name is Mr. Haley. I'm the Careers, Transition, Life Skills, Work Experience teacher at Missouri School for the Blind. I thought today that I would tell you a little bit about the Careers program, Work Experience program here at MSB. And what I'll do is walk you around to some of our instructional areas and give you an explanation. First of all, though, I want to explain that I teach a careers class, and basically a careers class here teaches the methods and strategies to build a successful career. Students will focus on the techniques for analyzing personal information for career choices. It is a semester-long class, and it is a credit class that we have for high school students. We do utilize the career connections with the state of Missouri when we utilize that, and when we do that, and so that class then leads us into making sound career decisions. So now let's walk around to some of the areas and take a look at what we've got. Here is our career class. It is a classroom right now. We've got 3 teachers in this classroom working. We also teach our life skills students in here. Part of the life skills program is work experience elements. We have an instructor who will go through the life skills with the students. And my area, of course, is the work experience area or elements of this. We spend some time in here. The career class is taught in here. Also over here, we have one of our workers. This is Jairee. We have a large poster printer where we can print posters or signs or banners. Jairee right now is inspecting some of the work that we're doing. We produce large posters for display around the school or anybody else who cares to have that. All right, thank you, Jairee. So we're in our work experience classroom. It's actually a sublimation shop. It's set up to simulate what a shop would look like. So in here, we actually have sublimation machines. We have a machine right here where we can sublimate graphics onto mugs. We have a sublimation machine over here where we can do t-shirts or any number of things like key rings, luggage tags, socks, hats. We have a work area that is set up much the same as you would see in any shop. Right here at this table, Liga is working on our Perkins brailers, repair and maintenance. And so she'll disassemble, she's been taught to do that, clean, and figure out what's wrong with it, if there is anything wrong with it, and then we'll fix it, put it back together, and put it back into operation. Right now, the school has probably 250 of these that need to be maintained. So now let's head on down to one of the work experience areas. One of the other work experiences that we have is an embroidery shop. In this shop, we have this machine that embroiders designs on apparel. And so in here, we have students and under the guidance of a teacher putting together apparel that we either sell or use in our capstone, as you can see. And they do a really nice job. It is at the moment not being used, but you'll find anywhere from 3 to 4 people in here with this embroidery machine working full-time. So this is our work practice area. In here we have students doing a number of different things that involve manipulatives, using your hands, assembling, light assembly. In this case right here, Kiwan is working on a clerical skill where we need to have letters folded and placed in envelopes, and then those letters will be given to our secretarial staff, and they'll make sure that everything gets postmarked out of here. So that gives you an idea of some of our instructional areas and what we do here on campus. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that we also have off-campus experiences for our students who work with community cooperators, most notably Lighthouse for the Blind. We have RSB that provides some services for us in terms of getting job experiences for kids. And then we'll have a summer program where we'll invite kids in to have a job experience too. So we appreciate very much the cooperation of those community members in our curriculum.
Student Activities Wrestling Team.
I am Dr. Jeremy Hauser. I'm school supervisor here at Missouri School for the Blind, and I had the distinction to coach wrestling here this year. Kind of volunteered to do it, and I'm glad I did. It was a great experience. I think we had a great season overall. Nikki competed in the district tournament. She was the first girl in school history to do so. And Neil made his second consecutive appearance at the Missouri State Tournament. So overall, it was a great season. We have a lot of big things coming up for next year. We're looking to really revamp the schedule, which will we are looking to revamp the schedule, which will include adding, hopefully, several meets with local public schools and private schools, which will get our wrestlers a lot more matches and prepare them further for the district tournament. Because next year our goal is to actually, for Nikki, we'd like to see her place in the district tournament. And for Neil, obviously get back to state, and I think a few wins, if not a place in the tournament, would be a great achievement as well. So we have a lot of lofty goals coming up here in the next year for the wrestling program. Would you two like to add anything?
I actually just found out today that I was the very first girl in school history to go to districts, because I thought it was just girls districts, which is only the second year that this has been going on, but so I feel kind of special. I feel on my high horse today. I need Mr. Cobb to pop my bubble. No.
Neil, what about you?
I just want to add that I did better than last year, and I am pleased with what I accomplished this year.
You did great.
Yeah, his district was a lot more challenging this year than last year.
There are 9 kids in my bracket,
Yes.
and then 4 went off to state, and I may have got last, but I did better than state last year.
These two also had the distinction of running into some very difficult wrestlers. A young man from Whitfield who had won back-to-back state titles and will probably make it a third this year. Neil faced him at districts, and he was a handful. And Nikki faced a young lady from DeSoto High School who won state last year in his first year and has not lost in over 2 years.
And I got a point.
I got a point this year in state.
So they both got points, which, hey, was a good thing. And then finally, I want to thank everyone involved with the wrestling program, from Paul Ayersman to Mrs. Waddell, Mr. Barney, anyone, Tim Cobb, anyone who's come out to support us at matches, Mr. Gudich, and like I said, anyone else who's come out to support us. Thank you very much, and it means a lot to myself and the athletes.
Campus Events. Braille Challenge Update with Anastasia. First place in Apprentice Group 1.
I'm Anastasia, I'm 8th grade, and I'm from the Missouri School for the Blind. Braille Challenge, to me, being my first year, was nervous at first, and then it was kind of stressful competing, but then after competing and finding out that I got first place, I kind of started enjoying it more.
Okay.
I believe I learned more like how to work faster with Braille. And I also believe that I learned how to read a little bit better because I've never been too well at reading Braille. But I also believe that my contractions, because I do know a few contractions, have also gotten a little bit better. My goal for next year is to possibly be in the contracted apprentice level. But if I cannot be in that, but to try be a little bit better in the group I was in this year, which was Apprentice Group 1.
Okay.
I want people to know that Braille Challenge is there to help improve Braille skills and to it's pretty fun. It's like tests you do in school, but it's pretty much just Braille. Thank you for your time, and go Mules.
Department Spotlight, Library Media Center with MSB librarian Stephen Daly.
Hi, my name is Steve Daly. I'm the librarian here at the Missouri School for the Blind. So one of the unique things about my job is actually that I'm the librarian for both the school, so school librarian, it's the title of my business card, and a librarian for the state. So what does that mean? So it means that I have an inward and an outward function. So my inward functions are doing library classes with students, meeting the reference needs of different teachers, helping with research and writing skills, and basically just finding instructional resources, and more, and it's probably one of my favorite parts of what I do, is to research the latest adaptive technologies that we can use to help our students read. One of the newest things that we have is the Smart Reader OCR, which is essentially a talking camera that can read print. And it's great because, not everything is going to be in Braille, right? Or going to be in a digital book format. So if a new print comes out and someone wants to read it, well, they can just lay it down from this camera and read it out to them. So there's all sorts of stuff like that, and it's every year there's more and more technology that's more and more user-friendly, and just widens that accessibility spectrum that a lot of people don't realize, who don't usually work with people who are blind or visually impaired. All right, so that's my inward-facing functions. My outward-facing functions have to do with loaning professional development materials to teachers of the visually impaired, as well as special school district personnel, and Braille books, and descriptive videos, and digital books to parents of children who are blind or visually impaired, who are to supplement what they can get from the Wolfner Talking Book and Braille Library in Jefferson City. And also just, sometimes it's just easier to be able to get it from here. And I also, whenever the parents come for, or professionals come for our professional development activities, they stop at the library, and I always introduce myself and be like, here's our cool stuff, and here's a professional library. It's small but mighty, which it is, but it's growing. And, people always seem excited, because it's like, oh, here's this really sort of narrow section of, the wider universe of education. And it's like, these people have their entire mandate oriented towards that, which is, it's pretty cool. I don't know, it's like, whenever I find other librarians at like a party or something, I'm like, we could talk shop together, It's not always like that, obviously, but, because that wouldn't be fun, but at the same time, there's, you know what I mean. So, I also have the distinct honor of managing our archival materials as well. So a lot of those have to do with the school's history, and basically anything about folks who are blind and visually impaired that you can't really find at the Missouri State Archives. And the cool thing is that that's completely open to the public. I mean, in some ways, this entire institution is open to the public because it is owned by the state of Missouri and hence the people of Missouri. You have to make an appointment, but I've had, in the 6 months that I've worked here, I've probably had more than 5 people come by, which is like, when you think about how small our archival collections are versus like the number of people who go and be like, I'm gonna go do research in archives. Like, anyway, it's a sizable amount. I even had a teacher and her 3 students come here all the way from KC to use our archives for research about Braille instruction in the United States, because we were the first school for the blind to use Braille in our teaching. So there's so one of the things that I really like about it is, one, that like my background is in archives, and also I just like the cultural heritage aspect, because it is, even in like the library and information sciences field, like we don't really, like, we talk about accessibility, but there's not like as distinct of a focus on it as there is in like diversity of voices and representation and everything. So I'm just like really proud to be able to lend my knowledge to MSB, and for MSB to teach me to be a better librarian.
That's all for this episode of Kickin' It with the Mules. Tune in next month and follow us on social media for more updates. Mules rule.